I disagree with you on that. Now, how about the green jobs and the stimulus money?
Yeah, so stimulus money, and Mark, he just walked out to go to another meeting. So we have a list of every project in every community that has gotten stimulus money. Local ones, in every community, money's gone to the local school system. And to...
I mean, to create jobs.
Yeah, but it's basically been saving jobs or holding property taxes down, depending on how you want to think about it, right? With the recession that we've seen, all of our local areas, sales taxes are down, mortgage recording taxes and other things are down, and so all of our school districts and local government would either be cutting or raising taxes, and they're still looking at that, but the stimulus money, a lot of it, the first wave, went to the local school districts and to local and state government to keep from having those taxes go up, or to keep from cutting those jobs.
Where we pay our taxes and went to Cambridge?
Would have gone to the school system in Cambridge, yes, and I've got the number is in, I have a binder that has all this stuff, I should have brought it in with me, it has project by project.
I don't know if your office would send it.
Happy to, absolutely. And Rob, we just walked up.
He just ran out.
He may have gone to get the binder out of the car. Let me just introduce, do I have any staff back there, or we're doing another meeting?
Mark and Maggie.
Mark and Maggie left, I'm sorry. So Mark Luciano in Glens Falls is probably the closest office. He's my guy that actually focuses on stimulus and where the money's been spent and can get you any information about where it is. So I can get you some more information about that.
Great.
Highway projects, I don't think there's been anything right around here, but that's been a big place where money has actually gone. And I don't know of any green jobs around here. There are a lot around the country, but I don't know of any right around here.
Well, do you believe in green jobs 20 years from now when we need them now?
Well, I like green jobs 20 years from now, but we need jobs right now too, absolutely. And infrastructure investment is a big piece of what we've got going on. So Cambridge School District, $333,573.
Oh, wow.
Greenwich School District, $308,014. So it's not millions, but it is real money in our local community, so there is some.
Good.
Hi, I'm Leslie Park from Shushan, and I just wanted to remind you that in our community we also have many artists, and I would love to see you bringing some light to that aspect of our area. And with
You're doing a good job.
With cultural tourism. It's something we'd like to really promote up here, and I think it's going to help our farmers, our people in the arts, in the theater and whatnot, and also our local painters and sculptors. So thank you.
I agree. Yeah, and I work with Tori Riley, so I'm over at the Washington County Economic Development, and I know that there are a lot of people interested in some ag tourism and some cultural tourism here in the eastern part of the county, so be happy to be as helpful as we can.
Okay, I'll talk to your office.
Great. Okay.
My name's Carol Dilley. I'm from the village of Cambridge in the town of White Creek. And I heard on MSNBC the other day that the CBO had just scored the Senate bill, and it was considerably below the $900 billion
Target
limit that President Obama had requested. And can we assume that you would view this $849 billion score as acceptable, more acceptable?
So that's their gross number. The House bill was 1.1 trillion, so it's $250 billion less, in part because I think they're doing some of the things that control cost, and when you do that, the cost of helping people pay for their insurance, the subsidy, is lower. And so yes, that's part of what I'm saying. I think they're moving in the right direction. But for me, just be clear though, there's two things, and this is an important distinction. There's how much it costs the government for health insurance plans and for the subsidies that they'll provide to people. And then there's just how much does private insurance cost for everybody that's buying their own insurance. And that's the one I'm even more concerned about. The government spending is a big deal, but also I want to be sure that we're doing stuff that's going to make it so every insurance policy is going to go up less quickly, independent of whether the government's involved or not. Your private insurance, if we fix some of the things in the system, we can help on that front. And that's not in any of those numbers because it's the private sector, but it really, really matters to every business that I'm talking to when I go have meetings and talk to people.
Thank you.
Hi, Scott. Richie Bittner, Greenwich, New York.
Good to see you.
And you. I'm real concerned. Kristen Gillibrand, when she ran, suggested that I would be able to buy into Medicare anytime in my life for a set fee, which basically would cover how much it costs. Medicare right now is one of the most efficient insurance companies out there. For years we've heard that the government can't do anything right. Now people won't say, well, let the government compete as best it can against health insurance. I keep hearing this phrase, on a level playing field. And that seems to me to be to protect the insurance companies at the expense of us. Now, people that are on Medicare tend to like it. And I'm wondering why we can't have a public option that just says, if you want to buy into Medicare, you can. You'll pay for it, even close to what it costs. And if the subsidy is required from the government to buy private insurance, why can't that same subsidy be applied to letting me buy Medicare? Let me, as a citizen that's already paying for Medicare, to say, well, I'll take advantage of it now. Nobody's forcing me to do it. If I want to keep my private insurance, I can. Let's be honest. The public insurance option, as it's now construed, will be available to very few people.
You're right.
And it will have very little competition impact on private insurance. These are the facts.
Yes.
These are the things we're not hearing.
That-
Why not
That's true.
let that happen? Why not just say, hey, people have been saying for years the government can't do anything right. Great, I want to buy Medicare because I think it's a great program. You ask the people in this room who are on Medicare, ask who wants to go back on private insurance. You know what, people raising their hands.
But Richie, this is a key thing to understand. Medicare costs dramatically more than the premium people pay. People pay about $100 a month for premium. Medicare actually costs about $10,000 a year, so about closer to $1,000 a month.
Closer to $6,700 per participant.
Depends on
And those are
where you
people
are.
65 and older.
Yes, so younger people would be
So if
less.
we put 20-year-olds in it, what's going to happen then?
It would be
Why,
less.
my question
So
really
why-
is why not let the federal government do the best it can and get us all involved again? Let us feel like a community and a country again. Right now, we're at a point where we're becoming ungovernable. You know, people are just like, if it's going to cost a dime, no. Wait a minute, you know, I mean, it's just like if we had this attitude 100 years ago, we wouldn't have parks, we wouldn't have roads, the schools would be horrible. Right now, we have a situation.
How much is it gonna cost us to do this? And what kind of a service are we gonna get? Is it gonna be like Europe, like England, where you gotta wait 2 years to get your...
Which is incorrect. Where is that fact?
Okay, so,
I think
so-
you're right.
Canada, right? We don't want Canada type.
because there's a lot of hands up. So, Richie, your question is, it's a fair question. I can't tell you the answer to why that is. A bill like that never got to even the discussion point, and I can't honestly tell you why kind of opening up Medicare to purchase at the market rate wasn't thought about. I just don't know the answer to it. I'm sorry, but it's a very reasonable idea. One of the things that I will tell you about my job is you can kind of get in and tweak things that are moving, but to some degree, the leadership puts out a bill, and then I end up getting to say I like that bill or not, and I can definitely get in and have some impact on it, but I don't get to just say, hey, necessarily, at least in particular on big stuff like this, hey, this is a different way to think about solving the problem. I can say that, but I don't necessarily get to be the one setting the whole agenda. It's a committee of 435, which is a new process for me in life to figure out. And I can promise you, if you think you don't like 10-person committees, 435 is an interesting dynamic.
Hi, I'm Don Schneider. I own Cambridge Valley Machining. We're the largest employer in this whole area. Pretty much there's bigger, largest private. The school is probably the largest employer. We have 90 employees, and we manufacture all types of things. We do a lot for the Defense Department. So this gentleman asked about green jobs. There was a grant given back when Congressman Sweeney was in for $750,000 for development of the solar project with RPI, and Cambridge Valley shared in that. And there's been another grant given for that, and we are now refunding that project and working with shop architects in New York City to build this for the building of Syracuse Excellence Building out there for energy. It's like a prototype thing. But Google wants to use this for their worldwide headquarters, and they're the ones that are really pursuing this project. So that's Cambridge. There are jobs being created in green energy.
Did Google wants to move their worldwide headquarters here?
No. Google,
I haven't heard about
Google wants to use the solar wall that they're working on.
Okay, I missed
We're building
something.
a solar facade for building.
Okay.
We're
But they
prototyping.
want to use on
They
their
want to
worldwide
use that.
headquarters, but they're
Shop
going to leave it in
architects.
California.
Are you familiar with shop architects?
No.
They design incredible buildings all over the world.
Okay.
And they now own the rights. They bought it from RPI. RPI has the patents on this technology. We've helped RPI develop the mechanical side of this. They're working with a physicist from Harvard University. They come to Cambridge. We work there. We brainstorm, and we're building this thing. You come see it sometime if you want.
Okay. No, I would
It's
love
been
to
on
see
Discovery
it.
Channel, so it's going on right here in
My
town.
kids probably know about it. Even
So
though I
kids
don't.
probably know about it. But anyway, you can go and look on RPI's website, look up for this solar facade for building, you'll see it. But anyway, long story short.